let's check this out. Let's like, oh man, you can see Flokey in his element here.
I was like,
all right, so let's actually stop right here, and let's.
Jesus, already?
The first thing you gotta do, let's talk about the teams.
Yeah, it's very true. Very, very true. So, kind of looking at it, right? With Bardock, Piccolo, Goku,
Yeah.
I have stated this a lot. I think it's Piccolo's best team. 100%.
Really? Bardock, Piccolo, Goku?
I kind of next to Bardock, Piccolo, Bardock, maybe a Tien or like a Apology Man's team.
Well, real quick, just because I don't think we've called it out yet. Real quick, let's make sure that the people know.
That's very true. Establish who's who.
So Javi is on the left. He's playing Piccolo, Bardock, Goku. On the right is Dayman. He is playing Blueku, GT Goku, Super Saiyan Goku.
All right. So it's established. Everyone knows who's playing who. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's start.
It's a little shocking. We get 2 blue Gokus in the summit too. The other in the form
of
P.
That's like a really uncommon character right now. So it's really, really surprising. Nice use of the assist into 6M to get the open up there. Ooh.
Nice corner position here. I like doing the IAD cross up with the jump S, just varying the way that you apply the block stun. I feel a lot of the mix up in this happens in sort of the way people play around normalcy.
I agree. Like the aspects of like conditioning, because if you do the same mix multiple times, if even just varying up your timing slightly can have that mix connect where it normally fails. Oh, Bardock sliding on in.
Yeah, nice chase on the up tech too.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. Goes in, meter dumps. So, actually, we can stop right here. Our first character just went down. Yeah. So,
F4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
So, I actually want to go ahead and kick this over to Flokey. Why don't you walk us through a little bit of this Piccolo play as a very phenomenal Piccolo player yourself?
So, one thing to kind of note about Hobby's style is that he can be a very heavy defensive player until he switched to Piccolo. One thing to note about Hobby is that he very much so likes to pick his spot. He's more of, I feel like as Bardock's kind of the main squeeze of his team, where like I feel he's been playing the character longer. Piccolo is just there to run mix and just to like establish the neutral, because that's one thing. He has a Guilty Gear and Street Fighter background as well. In Street Fighter he plays Akuma, and in Guilty Gear he plays Slayer. So he has a very aggro in your face style, but also knows when to calm it back, because he plays Akuma, so he knows how to like throw fireballs and like check your opponent and like just do the small things.
Right.
I think that's one thing that he definitely knows how to encapsulate on. You could definitely see where we at right now. You kind of just can see how he is definitely like trying to find his way back into everything and just establish himself. Because it is a first to 7. Like the thing was with this set in particular, it was kind of hard for us to be like, oh, do we do a first to 5 or do we do a first to 7? The first to 7 was kind of like the middlemen to like make sure everything gets kind of settled. Right. I feel like Hobby's one weakness, in my opinion, is the long game.
So in terms of adaptation of those longer sets.
Like, I feel like if you look at it, I feel like him shorter sets is like short set Hobby is scary. Every time like he gets a touchdown with Piccolo, it's scary because he has Fuzzy, he has all these other options. But it's a matter of who he's exactly playing. Like the set with Dayman could be different how he played Mike Smith back at the monthly, or like him versus when he played Andre. There was different elements in those sets. So I think depending on which Hobby shows up, that's gonna affect how these games are gonna be playing out.
A lot of good stuff there, Flokey. And actually, I think we should let's get it rolling once again. He's up, right? He's got the lead at this point. What's he gonna do with it?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see Dayman playing Blueku in this game. Like him going from base Cheetah to Blueku is definitely one I was kind of surprised about.
Now I got a question: is his base Cheetah as good as
Asian Toms?
No, not Asian Toms. Flokey. Me and him have history. Why can't I remember his name?
Giannis.
Yes.
Giannis. I think Giannis actually switched. He might be switching teams. I think he may have gone to GT, but I think he's still playing base Cheetah. I think both players had a different style, and like you can kind of see. Just
Interesting.
like I love the neutral. Like
Yeah, they're playing so reserved.
Yeah, this
oh
is
my god,
a lot of restraint.
like trying to commentate this match, I was like, I can't even call. Like, it's so hard to even think about this match, like while it's going on. It's like just the way they you can kind of see. It's like the immovable Ozjack versus the irresistible Force, because like Dayman is just trying to push nice staggers. That should be working on a dead character. Now, mind you, not a lot of people had sauce at this point, so the extended combos with SSJ were kind of not as prevalent.
Yeah, actually, I really liked that whole sequence there. Actually,
Mhm.
from Dayman,
Yeah.
because like the staggers were incredibly good. I also like the sparking here. I think you definitely want to try and get out. And Javi I like the recognition he has. He's been very good about picking up on like situations like that where he wasn't jailed to the ground and being like, "That's not real. Like this is my chance to press buttons." Because a lot of
No,
players
right.
miss stuff like that.
Yeah, that's like the one thing that both these players have, like, because they haven't prior to this they haven't really played. So
Interesting. So is
this
this
was
their first encounter?
not their. I don't believe it's their first encounter, because they've played a lot since like the CT Summit, and then like maybe a couple times like during like a tournament or something like that, when we had casuals. But nice
Oh,
pick
that's an
on.
unfortunate drop.
Yeah. The one thing that you can kind of see is the different styles of like SSJ kind of between these two. Like where like one's gonna be playing very stagger heavy, and then the other one's just like, I'm just gonna wait for you to make a mistake and then go in.
Yeah. And I think both
Yeah.
of those are valid ways to play SSJ. Like you can be kind of aggressive with him, but I think that kind of more methodical style, just given the tools the character has, I think on by and large tends to be more effective. Just because like Goku's very good at slowing the game down. Also, EX shoulder charge
Oh,
from
the left
Blueku.
right.
Is so good.
I know.
So I was gonna actually pose this question to the group. What do you guys feel about Blue Goku's ability as a comeback character? Because obviously Dayman here is playing Blueku SSJ GT. We see GT SSJ a bunch. That shell gives GT the ability to play second. You still get him as a point character. You get all the benefits of him as an assist for your point, but then you don't have to deal with the weakness of him losing so hard to zoning. But to end up here with the Blueku last, what
Yeah.
do you think about that in terms of teamwork?
I think it's could be a detriment at times. It could be a Piccolo case, right? Where it's like his neutral might not be the best. So it's kind of like he kind of has to be forced to play point. Like him like playing solo, like even like Javi taking that first game, right? Like you saw like him kind of crumble under like the idea of like, oh man, I have Goku last. What can I really do with him other than like mix you like from like mid screen maybe? Nice command grab.
Yeah, that
Oh
command
yeah,
grab was
and
really tight.
He's Blueku's a very interesting character. I feel like we're turning into this game where it's like you have a handful of point characters, and if they are left behind, you
oh,
know,
incoming character mix, and he's targeting this GT here. Is
yeah.
Javi?
I think, well, this was at the time that he still hates playing against GT, which is very fair. A lot of people do. Nice to age.
Yeah.
Oof.
Great bait.
Yeah, that's the one thing Dayman's like really strong at. Just baiting your opponent, like playing the very oppressive style. Because even with base Jita, he used to do the same thing. Like he very much just wanted to be in your face, making you think you're making every single mistake. Where he's doing the most minimalistic thing, like he super dashed twice there, and just threw orb, waited for Javi to make a mistake, then did another orb.
Yeah, even after he did orb and called Blueku assist, that didn't even jail. Like that Blueku
Right.
assist just did not hit, but his opponent was scared, right? And if Javi doesn't react to that, like he's just gonna. It's true if you believe it's true, right?
Right.
Like I know that's.
I will
like,
say you call out not jailing an orb, and we just watched Javi make the adjustment and dashing under some of a
Yep.
setup into forcing a block on orb that isn't real.
Yeah, into the Hellzone mix. Oh, the command grab, it's so good. Ah, the 3S in the combo. It's just it. Man, I like this character.
I know, Flokey. That's why I asked you about him earlier because I feel
Yeah,
who better to talk about Piccolo?
See, the thing is too, it's like Youngfish is also in the chat, and like Youngfish is also seen and Hypnotic. You were kind of all watching him at the monthly, just watching him intently as he played these matches with Piccolo. We're like, what can he do that we can't? You know, feel like that's where the character's at now. Nice pickup by Dayman. Nice switch in GT. I feel like he's one of the few people that like, he's kept like the same character on his team the entire time. Like with SSJ, he's been one thing that we kind of tagged him as is the SSJ OG. He's been playing this character since RIP.
Oh, really? Since launch?
Yep. So he has been playing the character for a very long time. So you're kind of seeing him kind of get into his own kind of ways, and like he's just kind of made all of his teams around that, like just playing very neutral heavy and making the opponent feel like they're making every single mistake in the world. Oh my god, that was I got hit. I got hit.
So that setup is ridiculous. The ability to go into that elbow with the GT assist and it'll catch you and jail you in the air. That's so good, and it's like doubling down on the strength of the GT Goku assist. There's obviously this emerging conversation in the meta about prevalence and the strength of GT Goku, and outside of Spirit Bomb Oki and the fact that he can combo off of it, which is stupid and don't at me, you can see that his ability to jail you and force you to pull down from jump height on that assist is what makes him really effective. To embed a left-right into that with Blue Goku is a really powerful tool to have available.
It definitely is. I mean, I think even on top of that, like a lot of the discussion obviously centers around Spirit Bomb because it's the most visually recognizable part of why he's good. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that his assist and his just general Kamehameha hits what is normally dead space on screen. And there's no other character who really does that. And as you just kind of mentioned, the amount of setups that you can get off of GT Goku's assist is just insane. Like, it enables mid-screen fuzzies. It enabled what we just saw with, Goku Azul, and just and it's just things like that that really kind of separate him. I don't know. As Sonic Fox puts it, he is the Virgil of DBZ, right?
Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I think both these players have been very prevalent in the way they've been playing the game now. I feel like, especially with Javi, I think Javi felt like he had a lot.
Phenomenal defense from
How
Javi.
did he block that?
That was incredible defense from Javi. The awareness to block that.
Can we pause that? And
yeah, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to rewind, actually. So I'm going to go back.
What was that again?
Watching. So it's going to be at 11:40.
11:40. Yeah, because sometimes this thing is kind of using Twitch VODs is very detrimental.
And I'm going to pause at 11:50. So that block right there, and then he turns the situation around. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, both of these players are, that's the one thing I can definitely accredit Javi to.
Yeah.
Is his defense. And you're going to he was playing Bardock Celtien, right? And one thing I commended him for was his defense, especially with Bardock.
Right.
And you're kind of seeing that turn over to Piccolo, where he kind of looks at the game kind of differently, and like he just wants to run mix, have Piccolo be the star, when in actuality Bardock is kind of the glue that keeps everything together, because that Rebellion Spear assist on top of his explosive damage. Now you're seeing with Dayman, he kind of, one thing about Dayman, I don't know if you guys have caught on to this so far, is that he gets very overzealous. He kind of tries to press the issue sometimes too much. And that could be a downfall against Asian Tom.
I mean,
because Asian Tom is playing Ginyu.
And Ginyu.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Talk about it, Brad. Let's hit it.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm going to expose myself a lot of bit. I was at the monthly on Saturday. I sat down and played casual with this man. He beat me 20 games straight. Right. It was just the way if you let him get his stuff started, you need to press in the gaps. You need to take the opportunities in the gaps to escape from the pressure and the lockdown. But if you don't know where the gaps are, A, or B, if you overcommit in the gaps when he's maybe not trying to press the advantage, when he's playing a little bit more defensively, he'll blow you up for it. His, the Raccoon Beam, man, that thing has so much hit stun.
Oh, I can't wait to go over Asian Tom's match, because I know JDiesel has a lot to say about Ginyu.
I have a lot of thoughts on Ginyu as one of the rare breed of Ginyu mains who still exist at this point in the game's life cycle.
So what we can do, we could talk about a little bit more about Dayman, and then let's kick it to his opponent, hit up Asian Tom for a bit, and then we can keep going, right?
Yep. So, all right. So let's roll the footage again. We're going to go to the end of this game, and then we're going to transition over to Asian Tom.
Yeah. Also, guys, you have any questions in chat in regards to Summit Wrath of the Mix? Please, don't hesitate to ask. Me, Brad, and Jay are all here to answer any of your questions. Also, Brad is going to be one of the commentators you guys are going to be seeing at Wrath, holding it down. I announced that officially a couple weeks ago, and then we put out the profile on him on Friday along with Bean, which is super exciting. So, actually, while we're in kind of like this match is kind of rolling in the back, how do you have you commentated before with Bean at all, or this will be your first time?
It will be the first time, yeah. I think the only other time I've gone down to Connecticut was Retro Rumble last year, and it was me and Ajax the whole time.
Right. So that was kind of the thing. I was like, both the styles that I think both of you kind of like, both play kind of play by play. Both can kind of have that color kind of style. He was there when the illustrious sex isn't cool and all, but have you vanished into a level 3? That moment was when I said on commentary, me and him lost our minds for a good solid like 20.
Also, to get back into the game, that anti-air 5L.
Yeah,
GT Goku is cursed.
Yeah, GT Goku is one of those characters that like you kind of have to give respect to in a lot of different ways, and it kind of comes back to how Dayman is playing as a player. He just wants to constantly be in your face, like right there, just setting up that mix. Like he went for a cross-up setup, and he wasn't even near Piccolo.
He didn't
That's
even
how much
get
he
the
wants to kill this character.
Like
yeah,
and he still, I mean, he made it work because there was just no challenge there from Javi. But it's one of those things. Like GT Goku is a very interesting character in terms of the way you have to fight him. Like if you watch how like Sonic Fox and Goichi fight this character, they literally, their strategy is to basically go full screen and chuck single ki blast at him.
Right.
That's how they fight this character because they don't want to be anywhere near him because he wins the scramble too hard. Oh, nice raw tag right there to bait out the reflect.
I love raw tag. I love everybody's like different style for Goku, especially like you can kind of see like a lot of the stuff that like I do with Goku. Originally the IED H and the Ki Blast. I didn't know about that until Dayman showed that to me. There was a lot of things. Again, he's the OG for the reason, right? Like he's kind of like in Connecticut especially. He was one of the few players that were kind of playing this character, very prevalently.
Nice sparking confirmed there.
Yeah. All right, so we wrapped up this match. So I actually think this is a good spot to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't each? We'll start with Brad. Why don't you take a couple? Let's say about 30 seconds or so. How would you sum up Javi's play style based on the footage that we've watched so far?
Do you mean Javi or do you mean Dayman?
Or
Dayman.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that.
So he plays with fair bit of intensity. He's got a good shell behind him in order to do that with the two beams, obviously a really powerful combination with what we're looking at right now. As you guys had alluded to, maybe occasionally a little overzealous, but I will call out one thing that I didn't get to in that last game near the end there. Okay. And it was when he still had the GT and the SSJ on point. We talked about him playing with that intensity and keeping the pedal to metal, but there was a sequence there of maybe 15 or 20 seconds where he had the life lead, and he was willing to sit on it. And he was just playing, GT's ability to send those cross-angle beams with the SSJ assist behind him, and he slowed it down because he didn't need to overcommit. And I think he is able to have the presence of mind in a set to recognize that he's got a powerful neutral shell with a strong mix engine behind it, and he doesn't need to overcommit. He's going to be in a good spot to take a match over Asian.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. He's a very in-your-face player. He will make you try to crack in every which way possible. He's playing kind of to his strengths now. Kind of having the double beam. That's been kind of his bread and butter since the game's come out. Again, like with Vegeta, he played SSJ Vegeta with 2 beams. Now Bluku with 2 beams.
Right.
Like you're seeing like him finding his own style and like his kind of neutral. Again, I can't reiterate this. This man wants smoke, and he's looking for Asian Tom smoke. I am see why. I am terrified. I am terrified for Tom because Tom again.
Tom's nervous.
Tom is nervous in chat right now.
because I feel like the thing is with Tom is that again he plays Ginyu, and like from my knowledge about Ginyu from playing you is
Yes.
once Ginyu gets hit, it's hard for him to come back.
If you make Ginyu block, you beat the character. That is
So-
ultimately how Ginyu functions, given he has no defensive option. But before we segue over to Ginyu, just to kind of close up here with the amazing Dayman, his offense is incredibly good. The one thing I will say, he does tend to go for stagger pressure a lot. And
True.
that's both a good and a bad thing. It's good in terms of when it's not being challenged, he always has his assist recharging in the back.
That's true.
Like almost that entire match, you could see his assists were recharging because of his great stagger pressure. But if somebody's willing to call those out and challenge those, I could really see that being a big issue. Now, part of it is Have didn't manage to do it to a point where it wasn't worth it for Dayman, right?
Right.
So as a result, he kept doing it. Now, if somebody's more aggressive, if Tom, decides, maybe to really challenge more aggressively, that's something that could maybe come back to get him. But overall, a very, very strong player. Great mix with Bluku, and he controlled neutral very, very well. Just the combination of those beams just creates an almost... There's nowhere safe, right?
Yeah.
There's nowhere safe on screen.
This is not safe. There's no safe place for the characters, and I know Pete also plays that team a little bit, or plays Bluku plus B or GT a little bit. So like, Tom shouldn't be unfamiliar with it. But in the same light, Asian Tom does play base Jita. Dayman used to play base Jita, so the character kind of familiarity is gonna be there. So yeah, I think Dayman he did should I just spoil the match or should I not spoil it?
Well, I mean, we're not going to get a chance to watch the rest of this right now.
All right, so spoilers.
talk
The
to us.
set was 7-3.
Okay.
He did run. He did. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. There was a murder in the house.
Oh my goodness.
It was a murder. At one point. And
Worst ending since Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm
goodness.
sorry. I'm so sorry. But no, I'm really excited to have Dayman. He's been like he's actually me and him are actually training partners.
Very cool.
So if this dude is ready, I would be scared of this man, not only against Asian Tom, but for the rest of the bracket.
I mean, I would be scared of any man who says that. What does Summit mean to you? It means smoke. I think that alone is enough to incite fear in most players.